Hey, Canucks fans, some huge news this Friday morning as the Vancouver Canucks have signed goaltender Kevin Lankinen to a 5-year extension, a 5-year contract extension, $4.5 million a season. So that's $22.5 million over the next 5 years. My first reaction, I think this is a really, really good move. I think it's obviously great for Kevin Lankinen to get some job security. Remember, we signed him late in the offseason. He was sitting there. No one had signed this guy, and the Canucks picked him up for a 1-year, $875,000 contract, and they signed him at the very, at the very end of the summer, which is pretty crazy. So an $875,000 contract late in September, and this is when teams were already getting their training camps together. So Kevin Lankinen gets the security that he wants. As for the Canucks, it does a couple of things. I think this is a very reasonable contract, and there's so much uncertainty with Thatcher Demko. I can't believe I'm saying this, but as good as Demko has been for the Canucks, he's shown that he's been injury prone in the last little bit. So if you, this gives the Canucks some flexibility and security. They can, if they have to, they can make Lankinen their number one. I still think they're going to try and extend Demko, whose contract ends at the end of next season. But given Demko's recent injury history, you never know. You never know how that's going to affect contract negotiations. Does Demko want to stay here? Do the Canucks want him here? I'd hope the answers would be yes to both of those questions. But I'm sure we'll be talking about that a lot. And maybe not by the end of this season, but when July 1 hits, because that's when Demko would be eligible to sign an extension. But that's for another video. This is about Kevin Lankinen. So once again, job security for him. That's the biggest thing for the next 5 seasons. And it was interesting. There's a report that came out just yesterday that said he rejected a contract offer, or him and his agent did, earlier this year, maybe last month sometime. And it was from Rick Dollywall, and he talked about it on Donnie and Dolly. And they said, Dollywall said they made a very serious and solid offer, but maybe it was probably somewhere in the $3 to $3.5 million range. $3 to $3.5 million, and you see other guys like Logan Thompson making 5.8, Mackenzie Blackwood 5.2, Joey Decor 5.2, UPL, I can't even say his last name, Lukinen making 4.7. I was looking at some other ones too. You had Spencer Knight making 4.5, which is exactly what Lankinen is going to make. Peter Mrazek 4.25, Ottinger 4, which is Steele, Corpusalo 4. So that's kind of Aiden Hill 4.9. So a lot of goalies. My point is UC Saros $5 million, Thatcher Demko $5 million. A lot of goalies making between $4 million and $5 million, and Kevin Lankinen splits the difference with his $4.5 million contract. GM Patrik Allvin says Kevin has done a great job for us in net this season. Right from the start of the year, he has shown a strong desire to compete and a willingness to do whatever it takes to win hockey games. A good leader and teammate. We wouldn't be in the position we are in right now without his strong play. Yes, no kidding. The team would probably be nowhere close to a playoff position as they are right now. They sit in the second wildcard spot as they resume action tomorrow against Vegas. And Lankinen is 29 years old. He's played in 34 of the Canucks' 55 games, and he's 19-8-7. 19-8-7. So that's technically 11 games over NHL 500, 4 games real 500 over 500, but still 19-8-7 is outstanding. 2.53 goals against, that's good. 905 save percentage, that's average, but that's fine for this team. And he has 4 shutouts. 4 shutouts already this season. So, and don't forget, he started his season going a perfect 10-0-0. He won his first 10 games on the road, which is pretty crazy. Now, I've always liked Kevin Lankinen. I remember I was one of the ones cheering on the Canucks to try and sign him in the offseason. And he's played in the NHL for 5 seasons. He was undrafted, and he was signed by Chicago. So he did 2 seasons in Chicago. Then he did 2 seasons in Nashville. And now this is his 5th season, and it's with the Vancouver Canucks. And in Chicago, 37 games, 32 games, Nashville 19 games, 24 games, so Vancouver 34 games. So he's obviously going to shatter that 37 game total, his career high that he had with Chicago in his rookie season. And his career average is 905 save percentage. That's what I said he has this season. And his career average is 2.94 goals against. So he's having by far his best goals against in his career at 2.53. So that's a little bit, we know how hard Kevin Lankinen battles. We saw just, he ended up winning the starting job the recent Four Nations face-off, taking it away from UC Charles, his former teammate in Nashville. I thought that was kind of interesting. So we Canucks fans know just how good Kevin Lankinen is. He's not perfect goaltender. No one is. But he's certainly been like an X factor. I'd say Quinn Hughes and Kevin Lankinen and Kiefer Sherwood a little bit have been like three of the best stories for the Vancouver Canucks this season. And yeah, we knew that Thatcher Demko was going to, I knew I said this video is about Lankinen, but you can't talk about Lankinen without talking about Demko. We knew that Demko was coming off that major knee surgery over the summer. So the Canucks, I think, were after a good backup all summer. Not convinced that Shelovs was going to be able to take the ball or take the puck and run with it, so to speak. And yes, they signed Kevin Lankinen to a 1-year, $875,000 contract at the end of September. So all 32 NHL teams could have had a crack at Kevin Lankinen, but thank goodness he came to the Vancouver Canucks. I'm sure he's happy because he made that 875 for 1 year turn into $22.5 million over 5 seasons. But for the Vancouver Canucks, just as a Canucks fan, you guys, try and imagine where we would be without Kevin Lankinen. So you can imagine without Lankinen going with Shelovs, which I don't think would have been realistic, or even a different goaltender whose stats were just a few wins fewer or a few more goals against or whatever it may be. I don't think the Canucks, frankly, are battling for a wild card position. So we have a lot of time to talk about what this means in the future, especially with respect to Thatcher Demko's future. But I think this gives Kevin Lankinen some security, and it's a reward for his great play. And it gives the Canucks some security and flexibility. And we know this is going to be, after the Brock Besser thing ends, the Thatcher Demko extension, to extend him or not, is going to be the biggest story, I think, that follows the Canucks throughout this summer and next season as well. All right, Canucks fans, let me know in the comments your thoughts on this Kevin Lankinen deal. 5 years, $4.5 million a season. And as you know, I won't be streaming or vlogging a lot over the next few days. I'm off to Vegas later today. I'll tweet some stuff from the Canucks Vegas Golden Knights game in Vegas tomorrow, the first game back for the Canucks off of their Four Nations break. So let me know what you think about this contract signing and what does it mean for Lankinen. Well, I think we know what it means. What does it mean for Thatcher Demko? Or does it affect that at all? Because the salary cap's going up and you can afford to have, as long as Demko's new contract eventually, right now $5 million to steal, as long as his new contract comes in reasonable, this could be a solid goaltending tandem if you want to re-sign Demko for a few more years after this. But you guys let me know in the comments below. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrik Liu, Weight Loss Coach. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Harry Maul, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On the way out, like the video, subscribe. You can leave a donation if you want to support me that way. But most importantly, leave a comment down below your thoughts on this brand new contract extension for goaltender Kevin Lankinen. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.